What happens when an unstoppable force meets an immovable object? Hello everyone and welcome back to some more Blue Archive.
This right here is my favorite thing ever.
As always, making our way through the story. If you haven't seen the last one, it was kind of a recap. Sakurako and Hanako filled us in on some of the details regarding Azusa and Seiya's encounter. Azusa went to see a therapist and Nagisa had a little bit of a turnaround, a little bit of a comeback arc, and went and apologized to all the people that she felt she did wrong. Which leads us to where we are now, the final part of this little summary, post-mortem part 3. I thought I'd never see you again. Please. You know that we're inseparable, whether we like it or not. You're right. It's been that way ever since we were little girls. So why did you come? It couldn't have been to interrogate me. They've been putting me through the ringer enough as is. Whatever it is, it must be important if you came all the way here in person. Do you think I'm still hiding something? Want to torture it out of me? I've heard the Sisterhood is a big fan of all that kind of stuff. Those were the former council's methods, not the Sisterhood's. Something so inhumane would never be tolerated in today's day and age. I know. You hate things like that. I was only messing with you. I know this might sound weird coming from me, but is Arius really a big deal anymore? They don't have access to more troops, weapons, or supplies without me backing them. Even if Squad still had it out for Trinity, isn't the Justice Task Force more than capable of handling them and any other remaining soldiers from Arius? Yes, that's been taken into consideration already. Arius shouldn't be a threat as far as the Eden Treaty is concerned. I thought so. Oh, and for the record, I did try to find the location of the district, but it wasn't easy. The only person who knows how to enter it is Sayori, the leader of Squad. If you really want to know, you could always ask Azusa. She may have betrayed them, but she was still an Arius student. Normally I could, but... Oh, I get it. She's under Shale's protection now, isn't she? You really did get on Sensei's bad side, huh, Nagi? Now you're too uncomfortable to ask for a favor. The two of you probably haven't seen each other since everything that happened, have you? It's written all over your face. You can't bring yourself to face Sensei after being so harsh. Ah, even you can be a bashful young lady, Nagi. Not that I don't know what it feels like. Sensei has come to visit a lot. It was hard having to decline each time. Things would have been so much simpler if Sensei had just believed one of us and did as they were told. Or had they leaked everything I said, I wouldn't be in this predicament. Well, either way, don't you think everything turned out for the best? The real traitor is imprisoned. Arius is hardly a threat. And now the Eden Treaty can be signed as planned. You can finally find the peace you've been longing for, Nagi. Such a happy ending. Isn't that nice? No, it's not. What do you have to be happy about, Mika? You're the traitor. You tried to destroy my halo. And for what? Because you hate Gehenna? You were willing to kill a friend you've known for most of your life over something as petty as that? And Seiya too? Why? I knew everything would fall on your shoulders if something were to happen to me, and I couldn't let that happen. I was desperate to find the culprit before it came to that. I didn't want you to be left all alone. I didn't want you to be hurt either. But who could be behind it? Gehenna? The General Student Council? Or that big sister from Millennium? Perhaps the tyrant from Red Winter? Or maybe the Dark Monarch of Shanghai? Or was there a traitor in our midst? It seemed unthinkable. But then again, slow down, Nagi. It isn't that complicated. I hate Gehenna so much that I was willing to kill a dear old friend. Alright? Jesus Christ, that is psychotic. Actual schizophrenic behavior. Is that really all there is to it? Wasn't some kind of mistake or misunderstanding or subconscious belief that you couldn't control or... This is why I always liked you, Nagi. You're just so pure and naive. There's nothing you're missing. I tried to kill Seiya. And then you. That's all there is to it. You know how extreme I can be when it comes to my likes and dislikes. I just can't get along with those scum from Gehenna. I don't want to link arms with them and pretend to be friends. Doesn't it make your skin crawl just having to coexist in the same city with them? And that's why you formed an alliance with Arius? Obviously. What else was a murderer like me supposed to do? Even if Seiya is alive, I was still the one who tried to kill her. That isn't going to change. And you never even realized it, Nagi. But how? How did you know me for so long without realizing the truth? You should know the answer to that better than I do, because we're strangers at the end of the day. We've put up so many walls between us that there's no way we could ever truly know one another. I'll be leaving now, Mika. Take care, Nagi. Sorry I can't walk you home. Why lie to her like that? I sure do have a lot of visitors today. So you're next, Hanako? Yes, but this isn't a personal visit. I'm here on business. Not that it matters to me either way. Anyway, what were you talking about just now? I wasn't lying. You tried to destroy the Eden Treaty because of your hatred of Gehenna. That much is clear. What I don't know is who goaded you into that decision, or why you ultimately teamed up with Arius to become the new host. Your initial plan was probably to simply abduct Seiya and hold her captive. Really? That's all that needs to happen for the title of the host to change hands. But Arius' squad had different plans. They were out to destroy Seiya's halo from the very beginning. That isn't where the story ends though. You were initially told that Seiya was dead. You likely fell into panic. You became a murderer in your own mind, and nothing was going to convince you otherwise. There was no turning back. You were going to stop until you achieved what you set out to do. What other choice was there? Hold on just a second. Don't you know it's rude to psychologically analyze someone straight to their face? I was the one who gave the order to kill Seiya, and I was the one who stabbed my childhood friend Nagi in the back. Despair? Impulsive? What are you talking about? Are you an idiot? No, but I do have a very good memory. Destroying her halo wasn't part of the plan though. Give me a little credit. I'm not a murderer. It's all because of that little mishap that things have gotten out of hand like this. Get it? I can't turn back now because of that. Because of you. I was under the impression that there really was a traitor out there, but I didn't think she would reveal herself then and there. After all, that would mean throwing away her biggest advantage, anonymity. No strategist would choose to do that. It doesn't make any sense. That is one regret I had. I really goofed up that one. You didn't let me finish. I would always let Hanako finish. You didn't let me finish. It doesn't make any sense. Unless you were afraid that Arius was going to kill Nagisa too. Isn't that right? You were afraid they were going to kill her like they did Seiya? I did my best to keep my composure during a confrontation, but in reality, I knew how precarious the situation was. I had to be prepared for the worst case scenario, that even the sisterhood would be forced to retreat. But then you surrendered. You resigned after hearing that Seiya was still alive. Enough. What are you trying to say? Are you taking pity on me? Will you claim I never meant a single word I said? Or that I didn't intend for any of those terrible things to happen? That I was just a confused, stupid little girl who made a bad choice or two? You're so funny, Hanako. Absolutely hilarious. It really isn't that complicated. I'm just a traitor. A murderer who sold out her friends and allies to hold on to a grudge in her twisted, treacherous heart. I'm not trying to hide that fact anymore. I deserve to be hated after everything I did. Even if I did have some other underlying motives, how would you ever know for sure? The truth is you know it can only be what you see, so denying what's right in front of you makes you blind. Isn't that right, Hanako? Why desperately cling to something you can't possibly prove? I just wanted to say, how is Seiya doing right now? You two were close, weren't you? Are you sure she's safe? Was the real lie that she was dead all along? If that's not the case, then why can't I see her? You wouldn't just torment me with lies like that, would you? That's so malicious. Maybe you're the one we need to be suspicious of. I'll be going now, Mika. I won't share my speculations with anyone else. Not even Nagisa. Do whatever fancies you. It doesn't really concern me. I will. And I'll keep all of this from Sensei too.
What?
Take care, Mika. I may be despicable, but you're downright cruel, Hanako. So much for keeping quiet about it. That's what she said. I just wanted to tease her a little bit, but I may have gone too far again. For now, I think that sums up everything we know about the incident. It still feels like something's missing. Could this have started with Mika wanting to tease Seiya? Where's this coming from? It's a bit of an extreme thought experiment. But in that case, everyone knows Mika and politics don't mix, and despite the recent revelations, that seems to hold true. She's the type to act before weighing the pros and cons. It could be that she wanted to get back at Seiya for always admonishing her and treating her like a child. Admittedly, Seiya is the type that can push people's buttons sometimes. Still, if Mika was looking for a little friendly revenge, why involve Arius? It just doesn't seem realistic. Actually, had she used that excuse, I would have called it too convenient. But what if Mika really did want to reconcile with Arius? You're proposing that she approached Arius in the hope of reconciling, but all they did was take advantage of her. They used her hatred of Gehenna against her. No, what you really mean is, it's impossible to know Mika's true intentions from the outside looking in. Can we prove anyone has ever reached paradise? Those who reach paradise cannot be found, and should not exist outside of paradise. Therein lies the paradox of trying to prove paradise's existence. There's no point in trying to prove the impossible. That's why you have to have faith. You have to believe in paradise, and you have to put trust in others. That's how you've always been, Sensei. Even from the very beginning, when there was so much doubt swirling and so many lies. You were even fair to Mika and Nagisa. You're the kind of person who will always trust their students, even if it leads to betrayal, right? It's a sensei's job to trust their students. Adults have a responsibility to lead by example. I have faith that those two will make up someday, and I hope Nagisa and Mika can open up to each other. Maybe not now, but someday, surely. Maybe once the Eden Treaty has been put to rest, I'd like to bring them together and talk, and hopefully all of us can bury the hatchet and move on. I think that's a wonderful idea. I'd like for all of us to get along together once all of this is over. There's no reason we should keep struggling to reach one another, right? It's the only thing we can do. Tsurugi is at the top of her game today, and here I was feeling a little tired. I don't have any excuses if the president is so fired up. I'll follow her example and work even harder. Vice President Izumi, come in. A supply tank has been stolen from campus. Huh? What did you just say? We're short-handed at the moment, and we could use backup. Now the thief is using it to drift around corners. Amazing. We have our hands full at the moment. I believe Koharu should be able to provide backup, however. Wait, no. I forgot she's out sick today with a cold. Technically, her paperwork to transfer back from the makeup work club hasn't gone through yet. I'll take care of this and go back to campus. Actually, I think we can both leave this in Tsurugi's hands. I'll accompany you. Hanako? What? Hanako? What are you doing? What's the matter, Hinata? Why are you standing so close behind me? I can feel you're on my back. Hanako, is something troubling you? Oh, it's nothing. I've been saddled with taking care of the Sisterhood's paperwork for the last few days when I could be doing other things. It's only a teensy bit frustrating. You're kind of scaring me right now. So you're that sensei person from Shale. Well then, this is a pleasant surprise. Hi. You're Gehenna's student council president? Indeed I am. You've made a wise decision coming to the chair of the Pandemonium Society. Think about it. Should the Pandemonium Society and Shale join forces, then the prefect team will never be able to stand in the way of progress again. It's quite a logical decision. You know, you should really wait to have those kind of conversations until after I leave the room. Kodo, please try not to make this conversation any more awkward. Shale Sensei has been asked to mediate the Eden Treaty signing. They're only here to make a formal greeting. The fun will have to wait for next time we meet, Sensei. Alright, let's get going, Iroha. Everything alright, Echo? Oh? Well, more or less. I never expected you to be involved with the Eden Treaty. Does that mean you'll also be making formal greetings at Trinity? Already taken care of. What? Since when? Are you saying I've been out of the loop? But I'm the prefect team's senior administrator. I've been so busy preparing for the treaty. I can't believe I'd lose track of your every move so carelessly like this. So, your business here is done now, yes? I can show you out. No, I'll do that. President? I thought you were away from campus. I was, but I managed to take care of things early. I'm sure you have other work to do, so let me take care of Sensei. So, Sensei, how go things at Trinity? I recall everything you told me on the bridge, but I also felt there were things you were leaving out. I thought it was transparent. Want to know more about the swimsuit symposium? That's not what I'm referring to! You must really trust those girls. But I trust you more than anyone, Hina. Where did that come from? You already told me. Once was enough. Seriously. Have you told Akko about your plans to retire? No. Not outwardly. You're the only one I've told. But it wouldn't surprise me if Akko suspects it. It really isn't something to make a big deal over. I'm just tired and need some time to rest. That's all. Let's leave it at that. Again, it's unimportant. I'll see you at the signing ceremony, Sensei. Okay, that's gonna do it for today. Man, we read 2 chapters. That was a fucking long one. That took me an hour and 10 to read those 2. The last video I did, I read 4 chapters in the same amount of time. That was crazy. It was worth it though. We got to meet Hina. But that's gonna do it for now. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.